What's up everyone? Welcome to a Shop My Stash Saturday. Today I've reached back into my collection and brought out a quad that has been significantly underused recently as well as just in general. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche Pocket Palette in the shade selection French Biscuit. And a little twist on today's video, I wanted to do three different looks kind of building on each other, going from, I guess, say easiest to maybe more complicated, most complicated. It could also be just looks that take less time versus more time. So whatever your skill level, however much time you have, we have a little something for everyone here today. I ideally would like to do these every Saturday, hence the name. So if you want to select the next palette being used, take the poll up here, click the little eye in the corner, and you should have a few to choose from. Let me know what you want to see. Or if you want to see a palette used that isn't in that little poll, let me know down in the comments below. So let's go ahead and get started. So quick note before I get started, I have primed my eyes using the CoverGirl lid lockup, and then I will list everything I'm wearing on my face right now in the description box below. Now, let's get started with the easiest and fastest look. So first I'm going to take the lightest shade in this palette, just using the sponge tip applicator that comes with it, and I'm sweeping that all over my lid. To use a throwback term, I feel like we used to use this all the time, a wash of color across the lid. I have a couple of quads from this collection, but I chose this one in particular because it's like a classic everyday sort of looking palette if you want it to be, but it also has a sparkly black in there if you want to really amp it up. Comparatively, it just offers a lot more contrast than a couple of the other quads I have, which in my mind makes it really ideal for creating a wider variety of looks. Next, going into the matte brown shade in here, I'm taking this, again, the sponge tip applicator that comes in this, and there's a real gem of an applicator in these because you get a normal sponge on the one side and then an angled sponge on the other, which makes it exceptional for what I'm about to do, which is just run that along my upper lash line. And in case you missed it, I recently uploaded like 4 hacks, tricks that you can use your sponge tip applicators for. Basically, 4 reasons not to throw them away anytime you get them in little palettes like this, because I feel like so often they are written off as kind of cheap and less effective than our more expensive brushes that we might otherwise buy, but they really offer some unique capabilities that your other brushes might not. So you can see over on one eye, I have winged it out quite a bit, but you could just leave this as a nice smudgy line along the upper lash line. And I'm also connecting it down to a little smudge on my lower lash line as well. Then to finish off this first natural look, I'm just taking a little bit of L'Oreal Bambi Eye mascara and giving my lashes a few coats of that. So there are the eyes first done. I am going to finish this off with just like a gloss on the lips. This is from Pixi. I think it's actually a plumping gloss. Yeah, Lip Lift Max in the shade Petal Ice, which seems to be clear, but I want something that's going to be complementary with all of the looks that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going with simple gloss. And the great thing about this first look is you can really do this with any of the shades in this palette. Like maybe this light shade is a little bit too light for you to wear all over your lid, or you just want something a little bit more. Go in with that deeper matte brown shade or this beautiful bronzy shade. Whatever it is you're working with in your palette, kind of mix up the tones that you're using to make it work for you. But this, as a general placement guide, is like the simplest, easiest combo I have today. Now let's amp up the drama. I'm gonna go into the bronze shimmery shade in this palette. Gonna try and use the doe foot for as many looks as I can in this, and I'm gonna start smoking out this outer corner using it. Although I will say blending this up here might be where my breaking point is. If I can't get a smooth blend, I think that is what's gonna force me to ultimately reach for a blush, because that a little too harsh. And I'm taking that, I hope you can see, I started in this outer corner, but then I'm using that little sponge tip to sweep it up and then basically start from my crease and then start sweeping it up from there onto my brow bone, working that through my crease, kind of creating a fake soft cut crease, just running that through until it reaches my inner corner here. And again, this is unblended for now, but you can see what a difference that makes between the two eyes. Just really carving in the crease, softly even, just makes such a difference. Okay, I gotta blend that out. And then for symmetry, I'm also taking that bronze along my lower lash line too. Then for a final touch, I am gonna go in with the sparkly black shade here and use that to define my upper lash line. Not winging it out, or at least trying really hard. It's kind of hard to avoid a wing. I feel like I naturally am inclined to go overboard with that. I'm strictly sticking to the upper lash line to smoke it out, and that glitter really transfers. As in, it doesn't just like fall down like can happen so often with, I feel like, you know, cheaper or just poor quality glitter eyeshadows. The glitter can really easily separate from the base, and that's certainly the case, especially if you use this with a brush, but using this with a sponge tip just really makes it adhere and kind of all stay together. So here is this eye done with the second look, comparing it to the first look we have. And now, through some movie magic, here are both eyes done so you can see the full finished second look. I'm really tempted to add some eyeliner, just some brown along the waterline for this look, but I think I'm gonna keep it just like this and save that extra dramatic touch for the final look, which let's get started on. So for this look, I'm going all in on that black sparkly shadow, using that doe foot to press it in to my eye look, and honestly, this is probably the tool that I would go with if I weren't trying to challenge myself to use the tool that comes with this, just because I found that doe foot sponge tips, have I been saying doe foot this whole time? Sponge tip is really good at applying glitter, but minimizing the fallout. And I am leaving about the inner half-ish, inner third, I guess I would say, of my lid bare, creating kind of a little bit of a diagonal right there. As you can see, I'm gonna go back in and clean that bit up, kind of reapply that lightest shade and blend it in with the black. I think this is another instance where I'm gonna have to go back in and use a brush just to help blend this black through the crease. And then also apply that black to the outer corner. And that bronze that I laid down before is acting as a really nice sort of blending shade to help that black smudge out even more evenly and make it more richly pigmented. Now, like I said, just taking that angled side, and I just want to keep this pigment in this inner corner more pronounced, help blend it in with that black shade, and help make the distinction in my crease more pronounced as well using that tapered tip. And then I'm adding a little bit more bronze to my lower inner corner here as well. I might need to reapply a little bit of concealer. Okay, last I'm going in with my eyeliner. This is a Collab Beauty Killer Kohl Self-Sharpening Eye Pencil in the shade Knockout, which is just a deep matte brown, so any brown or black eyeliner you have laying around will do. I like brown just because it's a little softer for me. I find that black can be a little too harsh, and with all these warm bronzy tones in this look, I feel like it's really complementary. So that is the third look. Talk about a more dramatic change compared to where we were before in the second look. I think I really like it. And there, once again, is the second eye done and the third look totally complete. I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think about this style of video? The throwback, the three looks in one, kind of piling on top of each other. Let me know if you like it in the comments down below. And of course, please vote in that poll, letting me know which palette you want to see used in the next tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.